Well, hey, I mean, it's better than Spider-Man 3. Hello, everyone, and today I'm taking a look at Venom. Now, Venom was one of my most anticipated movies of 2018 since Venom is my favorite Spider-Man villain. I really love the character of Eddie Brock, and I was excited to see what they would do with Venom. But I was also worried since of Spider-Man 3, which yeah, we don't talk about Spider-Man 3 or Topher Grace, Eddie Brock. Dear God, Topher Grace was terrible. But still, well, I did review this movie last year, but I feel like I should re-review this movie to give my full thoughts on it. So yeah, now I will talk about some stuff in this movie. So with that being said, what's the plot of Venom? Well, the plot is about Eddie Brock, a photographer for a news corporation who is getting engaged. When unfortunately he finds out about this company known as the Life Foundation, who is making all these shady things with the symbiotes, and yeah, they're basically using test humans as test subjects. And when Eddie Brock tries to expose them on public TV, he gets fired, and he basically comes into contact with the Venom symbiote and become Venom. Now, let's talk about my positives first before I get into my negatives. First off, um, Tom Hardy as Venom. I find it funny. Tom Hardy originally was Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, and now he's Venom. So he played both a Batman and a Spider-Man villain. Wow. Also, I do think he's really good as Eddie Brock, and I also think he does a really good voice as Venom. I do like most of the stuff between Eddie and Venom. They do have a nice relationship in the movie. And also, I do like some of the CGI for Venom in some scenes, and some of the action's pretty cool. I did laugh at a couple of jokes, especially the elevator joke. That joke was hilarious in my opinion. But yeah, now let's move on to the negatives. This movie does have a lot of problems. First off, it's not R-rated. If, Now here's the thing: this movie was going to be R-rated, but unfortunately, Sony was all like, "Oh, we want this movie to be able to tie in with other Spider-Man universes." Which, let's be honest, that's a full-out lie by Sony. They only made this movie PG-13 just to get more money. Seriously, really, Sony? Both the Deadpool movies and Logan are R-rated superhero movies, and those movies were big successes, both critically and financially. So yeah, there's no excuse for this movie to be PG-13, and because of the PG-13 angle, yeah, it does make a lot of stuff in this movie confusing when it comes to the action. Like, for example, this was even something in the trailer where Riot turns his arms into blades, and when he moves his arms back, no one gets hurt. He uses it to just push people to the ground, and they're not in any harm at all. Yeah, this was R-rated. They'd be sliced in half like a lightsaber. So, yeah, and also because of this, it kind of makes some of the action scenes, like with Venom, seem a lot less cool, since the action is supposed to show how deadly Venom is. In fact, the trailers gave the impression that Venom would be taking over Eddie at any time, but no. In the movie, Eddie is all like, "Okay, you have to go off whenever I say to," and there are a lot of cringy moments in this movie, like Eddie Brock going into a lobster tank. Oh god, that scene is just unbearable to watch. And also, besides from Eddie and Venom, the other characters aren't interesting in my opinion. The love interest, I barely remember a thing about her, honestly. The villains, Carlton Drake and Riot, they're forgettable. They literally have next to no motivation other than, oh, we're the bad guys, so let's do it. And of course, there's the other people who I literally forgot. The only other character that I really remember was Eddie's boss, who is played by the guy who was Bobby Fish in Luke Cage season 1 and 2. So yeah, this movie doesn't really have that much memorable characters. And also, another problem I do have with this movie is this when it comes to the action scenes. What color is Venom? Pitch black. And and what are the action scenes in this movie? What time do the action scenes take place in? At night. So you're going to have a hard time trying to see Venom at nighttime when it comes to the action. And yeah, remember when I talked about the CGI? Sometimes it's good, but sometimes during the Riot versus Venom fight, it just looks completely distracting in my opinion. And also, this movie has a lot of unintentionally hilarious moments, like I was watching The Room again. But still. Also, another problem I do have with this movie is that it doesn't really feel like a Venom movie, because like the problem with this movie is that, like, think about it. One of the things that made Venom such a good character was that, like, how they had hatred for Spider-Man, how Spider-Man was like the main cause for Eddie to join with the symbiote. And here, without Spider-Man, it doesn't really feel right in my opinion. And also, the trailers market this movie as unleash your inner anti-hero. But Venom's a good guy in this movie. I mean, sure he does bite off a couple heads, but all of them are off screen. Seriously. And also, the whole host having to eat something in order to survive in a host, yeah, they completely throw that out the window because for some reason, Riot is able to go 6 months in an old woman, then go into the body of a little girl. And I'm like, okay, are we supposed to take this seriously? He's literally going to the body of an old woman. Sorry about that edit there, guys, but still, overall, this isn't very good. It's kind of sad, actually, that the only time we're able to get Venom done properly well is the kids show. Like, seriously, it's kind of sad that this show is able to not only do Venom right, but it also has a more mature Venom than the two Venoms we have on the big screen. Seriously, if you want to watch the true Venom, watch Spectacular Spider-Man. It does the Venom saga done right. But still, overall, this is not very good of a movie. It's not the worst movie ever made, but still not very good. Overall, I'd probably give this movie maybe a 4 or a 5 out of 10. But at the very least, we had this movie to make up for Venom. So yeah, overall, Venom gets either a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. So yeah, see you all later, and bye.